The Xbox One X. Is this the ultimate video game console, and is it worth the buy? These questions answered next on Milton 1T. The Xbox One X is the most powerful video game console to date. Let's start with a review of the device, then we'll decide whether it's worth the purchase. For the hardware, the Xbox One X is Microsoft's smallest console and looks similar to their One S model released last year. The only difference here is that the Xbox One X is now completely matte black and is similar to their previous model. For the front, there is a slot for their game and movie disc, as well as a power button, USB port, and a controller pairing button. For the back, you have HDMI out and in ports, 2 USB, 1 IR out, 1 optical audio, and 1 RJ45 port to hardwire your Xbox, which I highly recommend. Also, keep in mind, although the Kinect is being discontinued by Microsoft, you can still attach one to the back of the console using one of the USB ports. As for the internal components, the Xbox One X has an 8-core processor that runs at 2.3 GHz, has 12 GB of GDDR5 RAM, and an AMD Polaris GPU that can handle up to 6 teraflops of graphics processing. If you want to compare those specs to the PlayStation, you can get up to 8 GB of RAM and a GPU that handles up to 4.2 teraflops. With that said, remember it's not necessarily what the specs are, rather how the console utilizes the specs that will determine your performance. As for the interface, everything is fast and is noticeably quicker than the previous Xbox, but it's not going to be a dramatic difference. One nice feature to note is the ability to back up and transfer from older Xboxes. This allows you to get up and running on the new Xbox even faster. As for the games themselves, titles within 4K look amazing. Everything looks lifelike with frame rates that are fast and no stuttering or pausing of the video can be noticed. For example, Gears of War 4 runs in 4K at 30 frames per second, with both Dolby Atmos and HDR support. One additional notable feature here is the ability to increase the frame rate to 60 frames per second, but the video will need to be at 1080p in order to utilize that higher frame rate. Keep in mind, frame rates in HDR are dependent upon the titles and cannot be determined by the console, rather the software company that makes the game. Also, there are more titles coming soon that will take advantage of the higher end specs, but just like most new hardware, it will take some time. Additionally, don't forget to look for older games, as some will be remastered. The titles include Halo 3 and Fallout 3. Keep in mind here, 4K titles can take a longer time to download, so features like language packs can be downloaded separately. But this is not necessarily a new feature for Microsoft. As for movie support, 4K Blu-rays are quick to load and similar to games, you will not notice any lag when playing the Xbox through your television. So a couple of unfortunate features here to note. The Xbox One X still does not support Dolby Vision, so HDR will have to do for now. And for virtual reality, it regrettably will not be a reality for the Xbox One X. This is surprising considering that VR is the next generation of gaming. Maybe Microsoft is waiting to do it right before they come out with anything new. Now, if you were looking for an Xbox One X, my suggestion is to wait and grab one closer to the holidays. Microsoft usually starts adding deals or free titles to entice buyers for the holiday season. Also, one more note, the Xbox One X is geared more for people that purchase 4K television. So if you still have a 1080p TV, the Xbox One X may not be worth it. Though with that said, if you are looking to upgrade to a 4K TV sometime in the near future, the Xbox One X will future-proof you from having to buy new gaming hardware down the road. Long story short, this gaming console is worth the buy. There is not too much of a dramatic change from the previous model, but with 4K support, this can make a noticeable difference in your gaming experience. That's it for now. I'm Milton. Thank you for listening.